Hi there, this is Bruno from Spainguru.es, your portal and community for Spanish immigration, and we're going to talk about how Filipino nationals can obtain Spanish citizenship by residency. And make sure to stay until the end of the video because I have made a couple of slides with the main takeaways summarizing how they can do it. But let's go with the article first. Citizenship in particular country may be obtained by a variety of immigration routes such as time marriage, family ties, financial investment, and in particular cases, presidential nomination. The most popular is through time, which requires that you enter the nation legally and may be eligible to apply for citizenship after having lived in the country for a specific number of years. This conventional route typically entails a number of requirements, including residency requirements, language, tests, enough ties to the country, and so on. In this article, we will only discuss acquiring Spanish citizenship via legal residency in Spain. That means we're not going to talk about like if you marry a Spanish national, for example. So let's go. Advantages of becoming a Spanish citizen. Having Spanish citizenship has many advantages. Filipinos may be able to travel freely within the Schengen region, okay, with most of the European countries. Their visas won't be dependent on a job, and they can apply on behalf of members of their families in the Philippines for residency in Spain and eventually citizenship. Of course, holding a Spanish passport also gives you the right to go to countries that don't require visas for Spaniards, logically. Now, how a Filipino can obtain the Spanish citizenship? Spain offers a number of methods to become a citizen, but does not have an investment-based citizenship program. You must first spend some time physically in Spain before you even consider seeking Spanish citizenship. Since Filipinos cannot go to Spain without a visa, obtaining a golden visa by making a specific real estate investment is a plausible alternative. Non-Filipino nationals must maintain a valid residence permit, such as golden visa, for at least 5 years. After those initial 5 years, they will be able to submit an application for permanent residency. They might be able to seek Spanish citizenship after having the mentioned permanent residency for additional 5 years. However, and here's the good thing, if you are Filipino, you can apply for citizenship more quickly under Article 22nd of the Spanish Civil Code, which says, and let's go to the English version directly, for granting of a Spanish nationality by residence, it is required that it have lasted 10 years. 5 years will be sufficient for those who have obtained refugee status, and 2 years in the case of nationals of origin from Ibero-American countries, Andorra, the Philippines, Equatorial Guinea, or Portugal, or Sephardi origin people. Okay, so this is the Spanish Civil Code, one of the main laws. Filipinos should be aware of these 4 things before applying for Spanish citizenship. Number 1, there are a few exceptions, but after 10 years of legal residence in Spain, you can qualify for Spanish citizenship. As stated under Article 22.1 of the Civil Code, Filipinos can seek Spanish citizenship after just 2 years of authorized residency in Spain. Keep in mind that the 2 years of residency must have been valid uninterrupted, very important, and immediately preceding the application. The potential tax consequences of living in Spain for 2 years are something else to consider. That's another story. And then we talk about other people, as we said, Ibero-American countries, etc., etc. Number 2, you must succeed on a Spanish language exam. Filipino applicants must pass standardized Spanish language tests, including speaking, reading, and writing of the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, CEFR, level A2, which is not very high, lucky for you guys, in addition to the 2-year residency requirement. The Written General Certificate of Secondary Education, GCSE, exam on Spanish history, society, and laws will also be required for Filipino applicants. Number 3, Filipino applicants may hold 2 nationalities, except for those who are native-born citizens of one of the previously mentioned, sorry, I missed it, there you go. Number 2, foreign national who acquire Spanish citizenship must relinquish their prior nationality. And yeah, there you have a link to an article which speaks about obtaining Spanish citizenship with dual nationality in 2023. This implies that Filipino nationals are permitted to hold dual citizenship with Spain. To get Spanish citizenship, a Filipino person must renounce all previous citizenships they may have other than Filipino and Spanish. Number 4, take into account the golden visa. And we're going to go a little bit more in detail with this. There are other ways to get a residency visa, such as getting married to a Spanish person, having a job offer in Spain that qualifies the candidate for both a work permit and a residence visa, etc. The most straightforward option for individuals with enough money, and this is very important, enough money, is to apply for a Spain Golden Visa based on an investment in real estate of at least 500,000 euros. Of course, you need to have enough money to buy your way into this route, which will grant you the legal residency permit to qualify to potentially obtain the Spanish citizenship afterwards. How long will the process be? Normally, it can take 2 to 3 years from the time your citizenship application is submitted for consideration. Contrary to other proceedings, your application may be deemed refused or denied due to the administrative inaction or so-called silencio administrativo, if no action has been taken on it within 12 months after filing. In such cases, it would make sense to have your appeal ready for submission. Now, required documents for citizenship application, valid passport and NIE, which is the número de identificación de extranjero. You have links to what that is in the article and in the video description below. Next, current proof of residency. You must have been staying legally in Spain for the 2 years. This excludes the time you were here on a tourist or student visa. As we've mentioned before, the stay must have been continuous and unbroken for the 2 years just before your application. And here I get questions from many people who say like, well, I cannot go for holidays, in these 2 years. And, as for the research that I made, you could be denied. You could be denied your citizenship if they have this, if they find out that you left for some time. It is not clear anywhere for how long you could leave, but it could be used as a reason to denial, all right? So be careful with that. Then again, let's continue. Birth registration certificate, background check. It is crucial that you have no criminal history. The local certificate you receive after registering at your town hall of residence is called padrón, and they will need a certificado de empadronamiento, and it comes in both current and prior forms. DELE, Spanish Diploma Level A2 Certificate Language Exam that you must pass, as we mentioned before, and the CCSE exam or Cultural Nationality Test, Conocimientos Constitucionales y Socioculturales de España, a certification that states that you have passed this exam, then your children's birth certificates, if you have children you want to apply for, if you want to seek their citizenship by option, then a proof of payment of $100 application cost. This cost may vary year to year, so as for 2022, this is the cost. Proof that you have the necessary financial resources, all right? And please notice and be reminded that this article is no legal advice and is based on internet research only. If you need expert immigration advice, Spainguru strongly suggests that you arrange a consultation with our recommended lawyers. You can find the link, or you can go to spainguru.es and come here. Now let's go to the main takeaways of what I just read, okay? So, Spanish citizenship for Filipino nationals in 2023. The article explores obtaining citizenship via legal residency in Spain. There are other ways, such as marriage, for example, and you will get a residency permit if you marry a Spaniard, but we understand that this is not so easy or so common. That's why a straightforward option to obtain residency could be the Golden Visa path. That, as we said, you need to have the money to make an investment of half a million euros in real estate or other investments. Of course, there are requirements that apply, but this would be a pretty straightforward way. And very important, you must first spend 2 years physically in Spain with legal residency before applying. Now, you must also pass a language exam, which is an A2 level, which is not extremely high, but of course, easier said than done by a Spanish speaker here. Then must pass a culture exam, CCSE. We have a nice video about it where a member of our community asked if it's difficult to pass. And yeah, you should watch that video. I don't think it is difficult, but again, easier said than done. Then citizenship application process takes from 1 to 4 years. So yeah, it could be quick, but it could take many years. And then the citizenship application could be denied because of silencio administrativo or administrative silence. And then, last but not least, be careful if you live during those 2 years that you have been legally resident in Spain, because you could be denied your application for this reason. All right? If you think we are adding value with these videos, Spainguru.es, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button. You can also join our community. Our most important Facebook group is Spain Immigration and Residency Questions, where you can ask immigration-related questions. You can also do it anonymously. 16,000 members, a lot of very expert members will help you by answering your questions. If you are applying for non-lucrative visa or renewal, you can join our NLV group. Here it is, Spanish NLV, non-lucrative visa, Spanish digital nomad visa group. And you can also join, of course, our newsletter that we send every single Monday morning, featuring top discussions in our communities. Okay, thank you so much for watching. This is Bruno from Spainguru.es. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.